Hello everybody, my name is Natalia González Jiménez from Group 51, and for this semester of Computational Thinking in the Actividad Eje, my teammates and I made a coding program and a poll, and we did a survey called Exam or Disaster, where we wanted to measure the amount of stress that exams cause to the students and how it can affect their developing in educational system.
Welcome to the survey, Exam or Disaster. Then we say the purpose. We are using the while true because the while true is going to act like a loop. First, we put a variable before the question so the question can be saved. And we put an input if we want the person to answer something. So the first question is, how do you feel the day before an important exam? And as you can see, we have A, B, C, or D. So we're already giving you the information. So for example, let's say you want to answer A, and it's going to go to the next question. It's going to save your answer. Then it's going to give you a value. Every single answer that you give has a different value. A has a value of 3, B has a value of 2, C has a value of 1, and D has a value of 0. We use the elif and the if. The base 1 in this case is going to represent the value of each answer. But what happens if, for example, I put something that isn't there? For example, E. This is where the loop or the while true enters, because here in the problem we put while true, try. This is going to replace the loop, and the break is going to stop the loop. For example, if you answer A, it's going to stop the loop, as you saw, and gets you to the next question. However, because I answer something that isn't there, it's going to say invalid response. Please insert one of the letters given. And it's not going to let me advance, this is the loop, until I put something that is given. For example, I have to put A, B, C, or D, unless if I keep putting more values, it's not going to let me go. So I have to put a value to get to the next question. And the next questions really work the same way. The while true try is going to be the loop. The breaks are going to stop the loop, and every single question has a variable. Question 2, what we want to do is measure a range at the end of the program, and this range is going to determine how much stress exams actually give you. So what we want to do in this program to measure your responses, and based on your responses, the program is going to determine what is going on based on the values that you got. So it's going to happen the same thing. It's going to give you A, B, C, or D. And if I put D, it's not going to be the same value as A or B or C. This program is designed by giving it each a value different to give you a different answer. So if I keep answering, if we go at the end, it's going to give us our results. Now, the results start here. If, this is a conditional, the final base is equal or more than 31, or is equal or less than 45, this is the range. It's going to give you exams cause you a lot of stress and they make you unhappy. And depending, here we have the elifs, which are other conditions. Depending on the answer that you give, is going to give you the value. Here we have another variable, which is the final base. To determine the final base, we sum up each and every one of the variables of your answers or the answers of the user. And as you can see, each base, as you saw, changes, and the value, we already saved it. So all the variables are saved, and we can calculate your responses by summing up the final base. For example, here in my program that I ran gives me my answer. It says your final score is 15. And it's going to be different for everyone. And it says exams are not a priority to you. So if my answer is really low, it means exams really don't stress me a lot. But if my answer is too high, in this case, in this poll, it's going to mean that I'm very stressed by the exams. So what we just saw in this whole code is that we use conditionals, loops, and variables to save the information to give a final range of information depending on the answers of the user. Coding was made with the program Replit.
I think the poll system could improve in the sense that try to avoid using feelings, because really feelings cannot be measured through a poll or a survey, because coding programming depends on the values and on the numbers and numeric values and operations. What I learned in this project was to actually develop the skills of computational thinking that are actually going to help us in the real world. For example, in the coding, you can observe that we use decomposition, because we use the big problem and we broke it into smaller parts using conditionals and loops. We also used algorithms because we followed a series of steps to complete the program. And in this program, we followed each and every one of the instructions and we did it step by step. In conclusion, this was a project that actually helped me really like coding, and I hope that this helps me in the near future. Thank you.